Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Wednesday, the 25th day of September, National Comic Book Day. I've never been a comic book guy, but I know a lot of friends that are comic book people. You ever been a comic book girl?
Not really. I mean, I've read them, but it's not anything I collected or anything.
Binge Day today, German Butterbrot Day today. I don't know what that is. It sounds good, though. A National Cooking Day, National Daughters Day.
Actually, let me correct that. Is The Far Side considered a comic book?
No, that's a comic strip.
Books.
I don't know. I don't think it is. I think it's
Okay.
a comic strip. National Cooking Day, National Lobster Day, National Psychotherapy Day today, Roadkill Day,
Okay.
World Pharmacist Day today, National One-Hit Wonder Day today, National Research Administrators Day, and National Tune-Up Day. All of those, and there's others. I'm sure I skipped some. There's a bunch, whole bunch. If you'd like to see the whole list, it's in the show notes. And I do have a guest joining me today. Could have saved him for Movie Star Monday because he's definitely a movie star. Tom Nowicki. He's in the new show Bad Monkey with Vince Vaughn. And this show has done amazingly well.
I love Vince Vaughn.
But he was available today, so we're going to chat with him today instead of a Movie Star Monday. He's our guest on this Wednesday edition of the John and Heidi Show.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to new research, stretching might be the key to a longer life. A team at the Exercise Medicine Center in Brazil used a flexibility assessment tool called the Flexiest to evaluate the range of motion across 7 major joints in their bodies of test subjects. These included the ankles, the knees, the hips, the trunk, wrists, elbows, and shoulders. By combining the scores from all of these movements, they created a Flex Index. It's a little score that they use to represent an individual's overall body flexibility. Here's what they found. Those with a higher Flex Index score had significantly lower risk of death during the follow-up period. The results were particularly pronounced at the extremes of flexibility. That means if you're very flexible, you're likely to live a long time. And if you're not flexible at all, well, they've got some bad news for us.
You better start stretching.
Yeah, we went to yoga together, by the way. And first of all, my wife can bend in half. I'm like, what in the world? How?
I'm extremely
Very flexible. She can bend all the way in a circle. And then she's like, well, bend down. I'm like, this is as low as I go.
I am.
I can't
but
go
you're
anymore.
Still upright.
Can't touch my toes. That's why I have slip-on shoes. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know in a plot twist worthy of an awesome video game, new research suggests that gaming can improve your mental health? Researchers
I don't know.
Researchers in
about
Japan say their findings challenge common stereotypes about gaming being harmful or merely providing temporary euphoria. In a study, respondents of 10,000 people said, ages 10 to 69, by the way, said they found that gaming can improve their mental health and life satisfaction across a broad spectrum. One caveat, though. Those benefits fade after playing video games for more than 3 hours at a time. So as long as you're not doing more than 3 hours of video games, it's good for you.
3 hours.
Yeah. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. American Horror Story Season 4 has been given the official release date. The spin-off of Ryan Murphy's scary drama is returning for another set of 5 unconnected episodes, October the 15th on Hulu, part of their Huluween event. Oh. Some of the people you're going to see in there, by the way, Henry Winkler, I'm excited to see
Love
in there.
him.
And there's others as well. With little more than a slap on the wrist, Justin Timberlake will not face drunk driving charges thanks to a plea deal. So that whole thing that happened back when it happened.
Okay.
So there's more information in the story if you want the details, but I wanted to at least bring up that. And Michael B. Jordan is following in the footsteps of Steve McQueen and Pierce Brosnan. He will star in and direct a remake of the Thomas Crown Affair. So I know there's folks that are a big fan of the original from 1968 and the remake in 1999. So I have a feeling this will probably do very, very well. Big screen, little screen, brought to you by radiosavings.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A study found that 70% of adults say that they cannot sleep when there's a spider in their room.
I can't either.
This makes me think of, do you remember that
Yes,
time?
and you knocked it right into the bed.
Heidi's like, you need to come down here. There's a spider.
I was like, just kill it.
So I was like, I'm going to catch it because I wanted to catch the thing and let it go because I'm like, oh, I can just catch it. And I ended up knocking it on Heidi's pillow, and then it scurried under the covers, and we never found it.
We never did find it. I had,
Heidi's like, we're moving. I felt horrible about that. I shouldn't be laughing right now.
and it
'cause I could
wasn't
tell.
just a spider either. It was a centipede.
It wasn't a centipede. It was a spider, but it was like a big old weird looking spider. I was like, yeah, that. We should probably call a realtor right now. We should move. Pretty
burn
sure.
the house down.
Yeah. And as we saw last summer with the release of a movie called Barbie, there's still a hold on the imaginations of girls of a certain age. With that in mind, some experts say a new Barbie-branded phone could be just the thing to help beat teen smartphones addiction. Manufacturer HMD, which also makes phones for Nokia, has launched the very first pink, very basic device. Imagine a classic Nokia flip phone. It's like that, but it's pink. There's
fun.
no front camera, only one game, and very limited access to the internet. HMD says they're
Love
trying
that.
to tap into what they call a surge of people wanting a smaller digital impact on their lives. In a partnership with Mattel, they're looking to capitalize on the emerging trend in recent years of embracing so-called dumb phones, is what they refer to them
Yep,
as. It's not a
love it.
smartphone. Only offers texting and a call and very limited camera features. The concept of taking a digital detox has become more popular, and consumers are seeking to limit harmful effects of social media. A reviewer of the Barbie phone for 1 week reported that it has no social media and cannot receive anything more than like a text message. That means to text with read receipts or the function to see when somebody is typing, all of that stuff is not even part of it. So,
Love it.
yeah, so I think this is
I'd
kind of
even
an
be
interesting
cool
thing.
having one of those.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. As my phone is ringing while we're talking.
It is, yeah. But it will still do that. It'll still ring.
probably would. Scoop
I
of the
want
day.
to get you a pink Barbie phone.
You know what? I'd use it for a week. I'll try that. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with Tom Nowicki. He has been in a ton of movies and TV shows, and we're going to chat about the latest, Bad Monkey, now streaming on Apple TV, with Vince Vaughn and many others. What is it like working with Vince Vaughn and a monkey all in the same project?
Well, I don't know who's funnier, and I imagine they'll both be angry at me for saying that. But Vince is a comedy giant, man. How can you go wrong? You sort of set him loose and try your best to keep up. It's an adventure, and it brings out the best in people. So I love this. And then Crystal too, who plays the monkey, is probably really, honestly, probably the most experienced and most famous monkey in television and in film. You know, she's got quite a resume herself.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a chance to work with her, but maybe in the future.
And the thing that's fun, Bad Monkey, again, it's on Apple TV. It's streaming right now. It has really taken off, and there's a lot of folks that are finding this and loving this.
Yeah, we're number one on Apple this week. I think we were number 3 on streaming shows last week, behind just House of the Dragon and Umbrella Academy. But I think we're worthy of the attention. It's a really good show. It's very funny and a little bit suspenseful, but it's kind of the perfect end of the summer beach read.
So let's talk about your role in this project, Bad Monkey. What character do you play, and are you anything at all like this character in real life?
I wish. Yes, I play Captain Keith Fitzpatrick. I am the skipper of the Misty Mama, which is a small charter fishing boat. I'm from a long and distinguished line of Key West smugglers, and I'm best friends and drinking buddy to our lead guy, Andrew Yancey. I'm also the narrator in the show. The idea is I'm telling the story to the viewers and to the people that I've got on the boat while we're waiting for something to bite. It's a fun role to have.
And you've had a lot of roles over the years. You've had a chance to do a ton. I was scrolling through on IMDb, and there's like every major TV show you can think of. You've been in at least one episode. You've been in a bunch of great fun movies, things like The Blind Side. And I remember that movie was phenomenal. I remember your role in that. You did a great job. But I scrolled way back, and I found one that I got to ask you about. Ernest Saves Christmas. What was it like working with Jim Varney? That guy was so much fun.
Yeah, I know. He too was a blast. And my time on that show, this was just a day. But, you get around the real comedy geniuses and, for someone like me, people don't typically think of me as funny. When I'm around somebody who really is, I'm just in awe of how effortless and how great it is when they work. How they can take nothing and turn it into a laugh. Yeah.
And again, as I'm looking at this, you've got so many movies and TV shows. What's the one project that gets brought up to you the most when you're out like in the wild and people see you? Is there one that you just hear over and over and over?
It is Blindside. Yeah, Blindside is the one that people talk about the most, or Remember the Titans, or the Dolphin Tale films are the things that people. Although for a while, people would bring up Matlock all the time, and usually it would be a nun or an ex-nun. Evidently, that's what they watch in the convent when they have, with all the downtime. So
they've got good taste. I love Matlock, and I was going to mention that as well, because again, your character, and you did several episodes of that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a bunch of them. I 2 seasons as Jim Wiggett, assistant DA. My job was to go into court every couple of weeks, put up a feeble argument, lose, say, curse you, Ben Matlock, I'll get you next week, but then not, Yeah.
If you're going to lose a case, losing to Ben Matlock is a guy to lose to, right?
Yeah, you can't, you're really in very distinguished company, Ben. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's get back to Bad Monkey. It's on Apple TV. And again, this project is done very, very well. And there's a few episodes out now. Are there more episodes coming, or is everything out that's going to come out?
We're up to episode 5. There's a total of 10, and a new episode comes out every Wednesday.
All right, very nice. So for people who found it and fallen in love with it, every Wednesday they can catch a new one. And I kind of like that, because when I was a kid, you had to wait a week to see the next episode. And then now in the new streaming world, a lot of stuff, they just dump everything at once. You sit down, you binge it, and then you go, oh, hey, wait, now I got to wait a year to see the next season.
Yeah, well, and then now you have something you can talk about with your friends, because everybody's in this is in the same place, kind of. What happened in the last episode? It keeps the suspense going. I think it's more fun this way.
Absolutely. I agree completely. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat, and thank you for putting your heart into this project. I know, like I said, people are loving it, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you very much, John. Thanks for having me on.
Again, our guest has been Tom Nowicki, Bad Monkey on Apple TV. I've got a link to all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. Recently, Charlie started wearing a bracelet from VitaTech Healing.
I'm an avid golfer, and I was going to give it up this year. I just deteriorated that much. Now I'm back to golfing, enjoying it, having a good time. I just can't stress enough how good it is.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how VitaTech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Women have twice as many pain receptors as men, but a much higher pain tolerance.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is 100%
Yeah,
true. I remember
Heidi's.
taking some slivers out of your feet.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. I was freaking. It hurt so bad, and she's like, "I want to show you something." I'm like, "I'm not done crying." She's like, "Take a look at this," and it was like, "Where's the rest of it? Where's the rest?" Like, that is it. That's the whole thing.
So tiny.
Yeah. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
At any point in time, 0.7% of the world's population is intoxicated. 0.7%.
Oh.
Come on, you can step it up. You can do more than that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Turtles and honeybees are both deaf. Huh.
Oh.
That's interesting. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Chewing gum boosts mental proficiency and is considered a better test aid than caffeine. So if there's something where you need to be alert and you need to be like using your whole noggin, they're saying instead of caffeine to stay awake, chew gum. So there you go. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
If you want a better credit card, it can be easy and not so hard. BetterCreditCards.com. Earn more points and get more perks. Get what you're looking for in a card that works. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com. Question for you, Heidi. 39% of people say they do this before they eat a slice of pizza. What is it? I do, depending on the pizza. If it's a big, big slice of pizza, I do this.
Fold it in half?
Yeah, fold it. So
I've never folded pizza.
You've never?
Uh-uh.
Even if it's like a really big, wide slice, you don't fold it?
No, I use a fork.
Yeah,
Cut it.
Well, I'm going to pretend like we're not married right now. Using a fork to eat pizza. That is your Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of mintervention.com.
Charlie has Parkinson's. He started wearing a bracelet from Vitatech Healing, and he's noticed a difference even while sleeping.
Once I got in bed, I couldn't roll over. I couldn't move. I was just whatever position I was in, just a chore to get out of bed. And now everything is so much better.
Click on radiosavings.com to hear more of Charlie's story and find out how Vitatech Healing is helping others with ADHD, fibromyalgia, autism, and more. Plus, find radio-only savings by clicking the link at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
Time now for some weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. While the idea of a 4-day work week is steadily gaining steam some places, one country is going the opposite direction. Greece has introduced a 6-day work week. New legislation now, in effect, gives workers the option of adding a 6th day to their work week or working an entire additional 2 hours per day. So you're either going to work 6 days a week or you're going to get an extra 2 hours every day. Those who opt in will be paid 40% more than their usual wage, just during the extra hours, though. Experts are keeping a close eye on the move as many other countries face similar concerns that Greece has, a so-called economic ticking time bomb, combination of a shortage of skilled workers and a shrinking population. While some see it as a potentially good idea, others feel a potential problem of worker exploitation, where the optional extra hours could become more of an expectation, leading to a poor work-life balance among other employees. So,
no, I think that is terrible. There's no way. That's awful.
Yes. I think that could be probably not great. It is weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Hotels.com has their oddest items left behind. Their website, Hotel Room Insight Report, has 400 hotels worldwide that talk about.
We've read lists like this.
Yeah,
before.
I think we do it every year. So false teeth, of course, is one of the weird things. Some of the other more unusual items left by visitors: a Rolex watch.
Whoa.
Yeah, another watch that was worth $6 million.
What?
And they forgot it in a room. A Hermes bikini.
Oh.
A Hermes, I'm sorry, that's wrong. A Hermes Birkin bag. I don't know what that is.
It's a purse. It's a brand.
I don't know.
High-end
I don't know any
brand.
of this stuff. Keys and documents for a luxury car.
And I think it's Hermes.
Hermes. See, I don't know. How would I know this stuff? An engagement ring, a tooth, 2 full leg casts, a stack of cash, and a pet lizard. So these are all things.
Without your lizard.
I know. And then here's some other honorable mentions. No, these were all from last year. 4 pounds of bananas, fresh goat milk, a caviar hot dog, burnt toast.
Caviar.
Yeah, a customized allergen menu for a pet, Evian water-filled tub for a child's bath.
What?
And a high five from a team member to ensure their room service request was read. So I don't know what any of that stuff means, but
Okay.
There it is. That is the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Can your IRA or 401k stand up to the next financial crisis? By allocating a percentage of your retirement into physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover, you can diversify and safeguard your holdings from turbulent markets and economic downturns. Safeguard your assets with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA, the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call and receive your free gold and silver guide. Call 1-800-200-GOLD or visit genesisgoldira.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of radiosavings.com. I'm not for sure who this is from. It says Zsa Zsa Botor, but I wonder if it's supposed to be Zsa Zsa Gabor, and they just had a stroke while they were typing it.
I don't know.
I'm not saying there's
I
no
did
other
love
Zsa Zsas
Zsa
out
Zsa.
there.
She was pretty amazing.
But some Zsa Zsa had this to say. A man in a relationship is not complete until he gets married. Then he's finished.
That sounds like Zsa Zsa Gabor.
I think so, too. That's why I think it probably is her, just maybe mistyped the last name. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I think this is a great story right here. An officer rushes into a danger zone and rescues a senior dog, and this was all caught on body cam footage in Australia. A couple of police officers rescued a couple of dogs from a dangerous fire that threatened homes on September the 12th. About 5:30 in the evening, emergency services were called to respond to an industrial blaze rapidly spreading and putting nearby properties at risk. Firefighters worked to control the flames. 2 local constables took immediate action. They got residents out of the area. During the efforts, the officers discovered a couple of senior dogs at a property, their lives in imminent danger. Body cam footage shows the police captures the dramatic moment the officers rescued the dogs and carried them to safety. And if you want to see it, I do have a link to the video. You can see the whole thing. The dogs, by the way, were reunited with their owners. However, the business suffered significant damage from the blaze. The cause of the fire is still undetermined. So, can you even imagine?
I would be a wreck.
I would,
My dogs
too.
were in
And-
harm's way like that.
And, I don't know why they didn't take the dogs. Maybe they weren't there when the fire happened and they couldn't rush in and get them. But I'm glad the police officers were there.
Right.
And that would be such a tough thing. So, again, thank you to the brave men and women who run into
Who
harm's
risk
way.
their lives every single
They run into harm's
day.
way to help other people out of harm's way.
Yep. God bless 'em.
Heroes. 100% heroes. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.